Yes, DeAnna.
Welcome back for your second session.
Thank you.
Now, I really appreciate the email that you sent me last week, I believe. You're talking about why you're a little bit hesitated to go through with the homework assignments and everything like that.
Yeah, I was having a really hard time just reading through the two, actual like assignments.
Yeah.
I was feeling a lot of anxiety, and it got a little better, but it was still really difficult for me. Like I can think about what I like, but to like actually think I'm gonna demand it is it's really intimidating, and it makes me feel a little queasy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Hold on, let me write that in my notes. Okay, so that's really interesting. You got a queasy feeling in your stomach. Why is that? Do you feel like you almost like you don't deserve, or you feel humbled, or why do you feel like you had a hard time doing that?
It's a little bit about worth. Maybe it's a lot about worth and deserving, and also the fear of ending up like cutting myself off from anyone and everyone. Just like I've tried to make lists in the past of what I would like in a partner, and when I would share it with friends, they'd be like, yeah, right, like you're gonna find that.
No way.
And
really?
so it just kind of helps to reinforce that fear that I will be cutting myself off rather than opening myself up to having what I want.
Okay, I gotcha.
So.
And the reason why, I know that you were in a relationship right now, but the reason why I wanted you to make a list also is because it can help strengthen your own relationship or help you decide this isn't the right person for you.
Right.
And either way, it's better to know now whether you can strengthen it, whether it's worth salvaging or whether it's someone else is the man for you.
Yeah.
Right? And even if this person, don't be afraid if some of the things on your list now don't necessarily reflect who he is now, because those things, you may think, oh, he doesn't have this quality, oh shoot, I'm with him. But you can almost mold him into that person sometimes, depending on what the quality is, or he can learn to be more like that, or have this trait or that.
Well, a lot of the things that are on my would like list that he doesn't fit are things that he said that he was, or that he at least expresses an interest sometimes in being. So.
Okay. And so you called it a would like list.
Yeah.
Because you didn't feel right calling it a must have list.
Right.
Okay, because you felt like
that's making a demand, and I really don't feel like I can make demands.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So. You don't feel like you make demands. Now, have you ever made a demand before in your life, or let's not call it a demand. Let's call it something that you know that you're very specific about.
No.
Okay.
If I have had that intention, I'm pretty sure ended up bending it for whatever reason.
Do you think that's a possibility that could be part of the issue too? Is not making demands?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Well, not knowing or not
what
being,
you want.
not letting myself know what I want and just accept that that's what I want is a huge problem for me.
Right.
Not just relationship, but just in life. Like what do I want to do?
Right. Right. I mean, if I want like a grilled cheese sandwich, like really bad, and I know that I want that, and then someone else says, oh, we have turkey or we have this, and I'm allergic to turkey, but I'm like, okay, I guess I'll have that. And I just kind of keep on compromising. Am I ever really going to get what I want? Not really, because I keep on compromising. And if you continue to compromise with yourself or with the universe, you're never really going to be fully happy then. And it's okay to be crystal clear on what you want. And you may think that it's, segmenting yourself or it's limiting yourself, but in reality, have you ever applied for a job like on Monster.com or Craigslist?
No. No, I haven't. There's a job that I've been eyeballing at the YMCA, but it's higher ranked than most positions I've had, so I've kind of been like, I don't know if I want to apply for it.
Interesting. Okay, so you don't know. Hold on, I'm going to write that down. If you don't really know what kind of a job you want, then you're most likely going to put a resume together, but it's not going to be very specific because you're not totally sure what kind of job you want. Then you're going to send it out to all sorts of different people, on Monster or Craigslist, all sorts of different people, And you may get a lot of people back, but it's going to be cutting through a lot of riffraff, and you know, it's going to be wasting your time because you have to deal with all these people that you don't really want because you just spread it out to everybody, all different types of job offers. But if you know exactly what kind of job you want and what kind of career you're looking for, you're going to probably send the resume to less people, but they're going to be targeted people, and they're going to be the people who return your call, return your resume, are going to be the ones, they're very qualified candidates, the one you're looking for. And that's the exact same with finding, you know, your dream partner, is by limiting, by making higher standards and being crystal clear on what you want, making a list. You're not limiting yourself. In fact, you're becoming closer to your goal because you're just focusing your search. You're making it more, you know, focused. And then the people who return that resume or that list are going to be more qualified candidates, you know. So now that's number one. Number two, what kind of things did you find in your would like to have list? And did any of it surprise you or concern you, or?
No, I mean, I basically thought about the relationships that I've had, the things that I valued most about the people that I was with, and just kind of composited the highlights version of what I liked most about each of those people. And some of it was repeating, you know, like I tend to be with creative individuals, people with high intelligence. Yeah. You know, like that's a pattern that I like, that's there. You know, and there's a few things like healthy that haven't necessarily been there. Yes.
Healthy. What about, I don't see anything on here about career.
Oh, ambitious. Did I put ambitious on?
You did put ambitious,
okay, yes. Yeah, that was actually, I almost forgot about that until I realized that was one of the things that was the reason I split up with a fiance.
Wow.
I was like, just after years of a lack of ambition, just couldn't take it anymore. And then that was one of the things that really drew me to my current boyfriend was, you know, when we were talking about our prospective goals, and, you know, he's talking about maybe becoming governor someday. That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah,
and whether
definitely.
he ends up deciding he doesn't want to do it or not doesn't matter. The fact that, you know, he easily could see himself reaching for something like that. It was a turn on, you know.
I could see that.
It's ambition.
It's ambition. Now, does the paper have to match the words? Like, you know, if he could be ambitious, but he also could just be a dreamer. Does it matter to you whether or not he follows through with his ambitions and with his goals?
Yeah, follow through is important. I suppose goals changing is not important.
Okay.
But follow through is.
Okay.
So, you know, if he wants to be governor and then decides that really politics make him sick and that he'd rather not be a politician after all, but, you know, that this is the underlying goal to whatever reason, you know, I wanted to make the world a better place, so instead I'm going to do it through this, you know, that's follow through to me.
Okay.
The underlying goal is still there.
Yeah. Okay, now should there be an income level where there's a minimum for you, minimum requirement income level, or finances, career?
I suppose what I should have on there is some way to say living in one's means, because that's really, I mean, money isn't so much important to me as controlling yourself and knowing how to live within whatever means you establish for yourself. You know, if you're bringing in $10 an hour, then you better live like you're bringing in $10 an hour and not.
Okay, so being financially responsible.
There you go. That's the way to put it.
So that would be a good thing to put, because you know, these things, the things that you have on here are great. However, they're very
generic.
Very generic. Yeah,
I feel
adventurous.
Safe saying something generic.
They're safe, healthy, active, adventurous, funny, playful. Like, those are kind of like, okay, who isn't those things? I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't, but everyone likes to say they're those. There's those. Right. So more specifics are things like, he must make at least $50K a year. Right. He must be Catholic. He must want children. He must love animals. He must be 6 foot tall and over. Something like that, you know?
Oh, yeah. No taller than
Oh, you don't like tall?
Not too tall.
Okay.
Gives me a crick in my neck.
So what is your height limit or height range?
I'm pretty sure the tallest guy I've been with was 6'2".
6'2", and that's enough for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
That's funny. I like 6'4" and up.
Yeah.
That's very tall.
I think it's 6'2". Yeah. That's a little much.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
neck gets sore.
But at least he could like pick you up and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and what about, does religion or faith matter to you at all?
I have spiritual on there.
Mm-hmm. What about like the specific
It
kind?
would be more anti-religion, actually. Like I'm very much against organized religion because I feel that it's more of it's just a box, whereas spirituality is something open and very personal. And so when I say spiritual, I mean not religious.
Okay. Spiritual, like he believes in a higher power, or spiritual with himself, but not necessarily like Christian or Catholic.
Right. No specified doctrine per se.
Okay.
Doctrine scares me.
Fair enough. What about liking animals or children, or wants children?
That I guess I feel wishy-washy on myself.
Okay. You're still
lately, and
teeter-tottering?
Well, I thought that I really wanted kids, but I go back and forth on it a lot. I have a friend who said, it's really good you haven't had kids yet because you go back and forth on it so much. So it's not really fair
it's like, hey, let me return this kid.
Yeah, exactly. Oops, too late. It's not really fair of me to decide that someone I'm going to be with should feel a certain way when I'm not sure how I feel about it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And age, is there a certain age range that you want?
Not really. I mean, I dated a guy who was 11 years older than me. That was my fiance.
Yeah.
And it turned out that his maturity wasn't that much beyond mine, so obviously it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And your current boy?
He's actually 3 months younger than me.
Okay.
So, and sometimes, in some aspects, he's more mature than I am. So.
Okay.
It just goes to show that it's just a number in my mind. That doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, I can see that.